Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing alright. I've survived the weekend, last weekend that is. Off to Wales, didn't break myself, threw myself down some mountains on 2 wheels and only a couple of small scars to show from it. But we are back live tonight with round 5 of the GTTCC. We've got 2 races for you guys tonight. We've got a 10-minute qualifier which hasn't started yet, and then we've got 2 races. First race from Dragon Trail Seaside. That'll be a 30-minute race from there, and then we go to Spa for race 2. Reverse grid for that one. Both tracks very tricky. Chicane of death in the first one and just death all over generally in the second one. Spa's got some real treacherous corners if you're not used to it, and Dragon Trail Seaside will actually try and kill you through the chicane of death. But that's where we are for race 1. Again, 30-minute races for both of those and a 10-minute qualifier. No t-shirts left, people. None of those. They're all gone. I've got mine on now, but yeah, none of those left. All gone. Bye. But plenty of stickers. If you want any of those, hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com. Let me know. Right, let's get ourselves in. Let's turn some sound on so we don't forget. And once it all kicks off, the qualifying and stuff, if anybody's listening, just let me know in the chat whether the sound's coming through okay. Still getting a few issues with sound, cars versus my voice, that sort of thing, so let me know. Right, we've got a new driver in the lobby, Hurricane GTI, sorry, I don't know whether he's, I think he must be a friend of IGTSH Dix. Oh no, that's the Italian flag, not the bloody whatever it is. So I don't know whether Hurricane is going to stay or not, or whether he gets booted out because he's not actually part of this league. And you certainly aren't part of this league, my friend. Oh, he's left the room. There you go. He's out. So we'll have to just wait and see on Hurricane GTI. Outside of that, let's see who else we've got in the room. Hirokram, Dark Clark, IGTSH Dixon, I am Dommy, we've got Nicolaidas, LFC Fan, Donkey Chong, Toby, Fat Pickles Bro, Mocking Weeks, and Judge Pickle, which I found out is a father and son team. Fat Pickles being the elder. Yep, still got Hurricane GTI. So let me read through some points just then while we're in this practice session. Still leading the way, even though he didn't race last week, is Dark Clark 92. So he missed last week's races. There's an NR, which means not racing next to his name from last week. But he is still leading the way with 112 points. Hirokram in second with 104 points. We've got Batman, but he's not in the lobby tonight. He's third with 88 points. We've got Mocking Weeks in fourth with 83 points. LFC Fan in 5th with 81 points, 6th for Judge Pickle with 80 points, 7th for Nicolaidas with 80, oh those two are the wrong way, oh why have you got 86 points? Okay, scores are all over the place, no idea. I've got a Toby there, but I haven't got a PSN. He's got 71 points in 8th, but again these scores might be all over the place. GT Deli B has got, yeah, they're not quite right. 48 points for GT Deli Boy B in 9th, but then 10th is Jason Campbell, or sorry, JRC 87 with 67 points. So they're not quite in the right order. Donkey Chong in 11th with 68 points. Again, wrong. Fat Pickles Bro with 48 points in 17th. I am Dommy with 60 points. Again, yeah, all over the place. T50 Phil not in the lobby tonight with 16 points. And IGTSH Dixon with 23 points. So, points all over the place. So I couldn't actually tell you who's where in terms of championship, because obviously if the points are all over the place, I'm not sitting here working out who scored more than who. It's not my job. My job is to chat nonsense to you lot and tell you what's going on in this race. Right, qualifying has started. Let me fire up the stream, shall we? Should we fire up the stream? Should we just see if it's running all right? There it is. I'm not sitting here working out who scored more than who. Left the sound on as well. Let's not do that. Don't like listening to my own voice. Funnily enough, I don't think many people do, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, if you are listening, please drop yourself in the chat. Just let me know that the sound's coming through okay. You can hear me fine versus the cars and that sort of stuff. But we will get ourselves in then and have a look at this qualifying session. There's Dark Clark Championship leader. So a lot of drivers are choosing this Genesis car for race 1. It is a free choice, you can pick whichever car you want, but it does seem to be a popular choice throughout the leagues, throughout the lobbies. So that is the Genesis. You're going to see me waving my hands around like a psychopath in a minute, because there's a little tiny fly just buzzing around that I keep catching, and I'm going to try and push it out of the existence, hopefully, if I can catch it. That Pickles Bro right on his tail, not quite getting that one right. So race 2 is a reverse grid, but it is a chosen car, so the car's already been picked prior to the race starting, prior to the season, and it is going to be the Nissan GTR. Everyone will be in the same car for race 2. Obviously, you want to try and get best results for both, but we'll see what goes on. Another Genesis then with Dixon, Dommy in the Ferrari, LFC Fan in the Volkswagen Scirocco, Judge Pickle, another Genesis, Nicolaitis. Oh, Toby is in the lobby, apologies. Nicolaitis in the NSX. Toby is in, I think that's a Genesis. Come on, camera. Yeah, there it is. Hirocram also in the Genesis. Mocking Weeks is in the Mazda, and Donkey Chong, Genesis for him as well. Oh, he's just coming down to chicane of death. Let's see how he gets on. You'll see, very tricky corner. Carry a lot of speed into it, and you can carry a lot of speed out if you get it right. It doesn't matter which way this track is. You can run it reverse as well, but it's full tilt through this first section, and then you've got to be real careful on the exit. Just having to lift off the throttle. Oh, catches the curbs, hits the wall. If you catch the curbs any more than that, and it is spin round, big dent in the front of your car, lots of crying, and a very, very expensive repair bill. In Minecraft digitally, obviously. In fact, while Donkey Chong's out, we'll do a lap with him, shall we? The Donkster. So, crossing the line then. Long start, finish straight this one. Little kink to the right just here. Then we come to the first of the chicanes then. Real tight this one, hard on the brakes. Again, you may see drivers off in that sandpits, or this sandpit on the left, depending on how maniacal they are. Oh, little swine, I saw that fly then, it was just buzzing here. Missed it. So through the chicane then into the first. It is basically a great big triangle with 3 chicanes dotted around it. Into the second chicane, not really a chicane, it's just a series of corners, but it is pretty all out through here, carrying as much speed as possible up and over the hill. Just letting that car run out to the right hand side then. The apex, back down the hill then towards the next triangulated corner. This is where we caught up with Donkey Chong last time. Just having to watch that throttle coming out of there into the chicane of death, then the third of the chicanes. section. Can he get through this one cleanly? Let's have a look. No is the answer. No, he can't. So running out of there slow, and looks like Toby might have had an incident into the wall as well, and into this final corner then, the last of the triangulated corners, and back onto this start-finish straight. So yeah, again, not a lot to this track. But it can all go. Oh, does we just catch Toby going absolutely sideways through there. So let's have a look at some times then. It is Hirakram on pole position currently with a 1:46.993. Toby in second. We've got a little bit of a dent on the rear end of that car. Mocking Weeks in third, then 1:47.7 for him in the Mazda. IGTSH, I am Dommy in that Ferrari. 1:48 on the clock for him. Fat Pickles in fifth, 1:48.1. LFC fan 1:48.3 in the Sirocco. Judge Pickle at 1:48.9. Seventh place for him currently. IGTSH Dixon 1:49.0. Expect these times to come down before the end of this qualifying session. Positions will swap around. Nikolai, sorry, we weren't actually talking about him. 1:49.3. Dark Clark in 10th currently, 1:50.0 is his fastest, and Donkey Chong 1:50.3 is his time. But again, a lot of drivers just sort of put in a couple of laps in, throw themselves in the pits, stick a fresh set of tyres on, and might just get out and do an out lap and a hot lap to try and better those times. We'll see. There we go, Mocking Weeks actually in right now, look, just leaving the pits with a fresh set of boots on. It is an out lap, so it doesn't matter. Nobody behind him anyway. He should be good for a little bit at least. Fresh tyres for him to have a go though. Try and better that fourth place. Again, you may see one or two other drivers doing that before the end of this qualifying session, although we are running out of time. 2 minutes on the clock. You're not going to see an out lap and a hot lap if you come in now, that's for sure. Not as hot as it has been, but remember to stay hydrated, people. So Hirakram then, now nipping at the heels of championship leader Dark Clark. Ooh, Driftertron in the Genesis. Oh my God. Toby also getting that one a little bit wrong. Kicking up the gravel through there. Pure Dripsy. Alright, mate? I am alright, mate. You alright? Is the sound coming through okay? If you don't mind me asking, can you hear me and the cars enough? I have had complaints that I've been a bit quiet. I have moved the mic, I've turned the cars down, I've done all sorts of other shenanigans. Oh, clean through there, Toby. Hirakram taking his time through there. He's already on pole, so he doesn't need to spank it round. Well, not unless 8 other drivers come through and beat his time now, then that'll upset him. But he's got 0.6 of a second over anybody else at the minute, 1:46.9. Do expect to see 1 or 2 of these drivers move up the field before this qualifying session ends. This man being one of them. That man maybe being another one with a fresh set of tyres on. He's not moved up on his out lap, but he has now got his hot lap. 15 seconds left on the race time, and they wouldn't get to finish their laps. Yeah, see, still car's a bit loud. What's going on? Let me see what else I can turn down. Can I turn anything else down? I'm going to turn that down a bit. I'm going to turn that down a bit, but I don't think either of those do anything. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Now then, how's that? I've turned down 2 things that don't actually, you know, when you see the bars moving up and down when I'm talking. I've got one of those for like the desktop stuff, for everything coming through off the PlayStation, and I've got one of those for my mic. But I've also got my video capture device, which is my Elgato, and I've also got my Elgato. So so I don't know what's going on. I've got multiple things that I don't know how to, I don't know if they're the right things, but yeah, I'll turn the cars down a little bit again, so we'll have to have a look. There you go, Dark Clock throwing himself into third. Can he get any better on this lap? Gets a little bit of a slipstream off of Mocking Weeks down here as well. That might benefit him. This is time 1:47.6. It doesn't go quicker, so he stays in third for the time being. It is still this man on pole then. Toby coming up towards the line. Can he better that time? Was he on 1:42 already? A little bit too far away from that start finish line. Let's have a look. No, he stays second. Dark Clark then stays third. Mocking Week stays fourth. Nicolaitis stays fifth. Fat Pickles sixth. IGTSH Ducks trying to wheelie that Ferrari in seventh. LFC Fan in eighth. Are you still racing? Are you still out, LFC Fan? He's got a little bit of front end damage though. He's got the chicane of death all wrong, so this is it's already a 1:54 lap, so that's no good. And Judge Pickle will stay 11th. So that is your grid order for race one. 30 minutes coming up here at Dragon Trail, and looks like I might need a little bit of extra lighting going on here. How ill do I need to look? Damn. I've got one of these Philips Hue lights and it doesn't like choosing a colour, so sometimes I put it on and it makes me look poorly with like a yellow blue filter illness thing. We'll see though, we'll see. Hirokram, how not to crash for 30 minutes. Yeah, you could be right here, Hirokram. You could be right. Thank you, Dripsy. Thank you, mate. Appreciated. Are you here to support anyone in particular? Is there somebody you're rooting on? Or are you just stopping in for a bit of racing? Have we been given a time? Yes, so we've got 1 more minute till race start. It does give us a quick chance to look at official qualifying times and grid order. Hirokram on that pole position, then Toby second, Dark Clark third, Mocking fourth, Nicolaitis in fifth, Fat Pickles in sixth, I Am Dommy seventh, Dixon in eighth, oh, wrong button, Donkey Chong in ninth, LFC Fan in 10th, and Judge Pickle in 11th. So again, 30 minutes here, and then we go for reverse grid race 2 at Spa. Both tracks very, very difficult. Not too bad. This one's not too bad once you've got it into a sort of single file format. It's literally the chicane of death you've got to watch yourself at, because you still want to carry all the speed through there, and it doesn't matter if you're racing anyone or not. You can get it all wrong in that corner, all on your own, quite easily. So we should be kicking this race off. Is Toby back? I think that's what we were waiting for. He is back. He throws it up in the chat there. So, race 1 just about to get underway. As Hirokram says, 30 minutes of how not to crash or send yourself into several walls at chicane of death. Chaos and mayhem may occur. Come on. Okay. Race 1 then just about to get underway. We'll wait for these lights to go on. Hopefully we get a good start. We've had a couple of false starts. We'll see what goes on. The lights go on now then. How long will they be held? Good start by everybody. Gets away well there then. already drivers looking for positions. Different formats of car here. We've got front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, four wheel drive, you name it, it's all going on. Oh, it gets a little bit punchy coming into turn one. Hurricane having to defend for his life already from Toby and Dark Clark as they come into turn one. Everybody gets through turn one cleanly. Amazing. Usually there's somebody spinning around or in the sand there, but we are in the Fusion lobby, which is sort of like the Premier League, so it should be the best of the best in this lobby. Hurricane manages to maintain. Oh, Toby, nearly gotcha. Not you, Toby. Hurricane maintains that lead then, manages to defend. Dark Clark manages to sweep his way past into second then, gets himself past Toby. Those two having a bit of a ding-dong through the first few corners, but it is Dark Clark that gets through. Toby in third, then Dixon fourth, Monkey Weeks in fifth, Donkey Chong sixth, Judge Pickle seventh. It's I Am Dommy in eighth, Nicolaitis in 10th, Fat Pickles in 11th, and LFC Fan, Fat Pickles in 10th, and LFC Fan in 11th. Oof. On board with the final man. Let's see if there's any chaos coming out of this turn. And the speed they're trying to carry through there. Oh, just keeps it out of the wall there. LFC Fan looks like everyone else got through there cleanly as well. Into this final corner then to finish lap one. Still a little bit of bumping and a barging going on with some of these drivers. A little bit wide there for LFC Fan. He's going to lose a lot of time down this start-finish straight due to that small mistake. Falls out of slipstream range already, and it's only lap one. What a shame for him. Oof. What has happened to Toby? Maybe Toby did get it wrong through chicane of death. He drops from third to seventh. Maybe he's just brushed down the wall but ran slow. He didn't. He wasn't left spinning around after the chicane of death. I didn't see bits of car laying anywhere. So it looks like he might have just got that one a little bit wrong, caught the wall, slowed him down. Dark Clark then on the hunt for Hurricane still. A little bit of a gap back to Dixon in third. 1.2 seconds back to him, still being harassed by Mocking Weeks here as well in that Mazda. Just 0.4 of a second behind him. Donkey Chong in fifth then, I Am Dommy in sixth, there is Toby all the way down to seventh, being harassed now by Judge Pickle, the younger of the Pickles. I guess he did look up the inside there. Can he carry the speed on the way out though? Still not quite side by side, wasn't able to keep a wing up the inside. Again, Toby, I think, into the wall this time. Yeah, he's not getting on well with that corner at all, is he? LFC Fan trying to catch back up. 3.4 seconds down with that little mistake. Still carrying damage then. Looks like he's got that chicane of death a little bit wrong as well, trying to catch up with the pack. That's cost him a little bit more. So kicking off the third, Monkey Weeks and IGTSH Dixon side by side coming into the first kink. Monkey Weeks just gets through using the slipstream then. He's a little bit defensive into turn one. And that battle has allowed Donkey Chong to slot himself right into the slipstream of IGTSH Dixon, dragging I Am Dommy along as well, so a little four pack there. And there is Judge Pickle battling with his dad. Nicolaitis, get that car back on the track. No, no. Oh, the pinneck. LFC Fan car repaired now. Hopefully he can get that little Sirocco up to speed and start firing his way back towards this crowd. We'll see. Maybe a little mistake from Dark Clark somewhere has allowed Hurricane to open up that gap to 1.8 seconds already. Still out of danger from these chasing drivers. Mocking Week still another 1.6 seconds behind him. TSH Dixon chasing him down, but he has got a mirror full of Donkey Chong that he's got to contend with. can see them both right there. No rear view mirror on this car, just a great big camera. Not getting that corner great. You can see Donkey Chong's blue Genesis getting ever closer. He's got a wing up the inside here. GTSH Dixon backing off through the corner, trying to get the cutback on Donkey. He's almost pushing Donkey Chong. I think he is pushing Donkey Chong down the track, trying to close back up on Mocking Weeks. He now goes for the move around the outs. Well, it will be the outside, depending. Carrying a lot of speed into this corner. Donkey Chong goes to outbrake him. Oh, gets it wrong a little bit, Donkey Chong. Managed to get himself back on track, only loses 2 positions. What a save by Donkey. There he is. I Am Dommy managing to find a way through the chaos of a Donkey Chong sliding around all over the place. Donkey Chong actually picking that thing up and sticking it back on the tarmac, exactly where it needed to be, but unfortunately losing a position. Is that little Sirocco? Oh no, 6 seconds down. Looks like he's had another mare somewhere. Was a little bit further away. No slipstream from anyone for him, unfortunately. And Hirakram making this look easy at the minute. Pulls more time over Dark Clark. 2.7 seconds he's got. Chicane of death through there cleanly. Just picking his lines. Absolutely spot on there for Hirakram. Is Dark Clark. Flipping it, that seems like a massive gap, that does. So you will notice that all the cars have an attached charity to them if you want to get involved with any of that. What it is basically, so throughout the lobbies, there's about 5 or 6 different lobbies running. You get divvied up into sort of teams, and each team gets assigned a charity. And then we ask for donations throughout the season, and whoever wins the season, whichever team sort of takes most points at the end of the season, not necessarily championship winners or anything like that, whichever team takes the most points, first, second and third, we divvy the money up first, second and third. I don't quite know how they do it, and then we give that money to the charities. That's what we do. So if you want to get involved, it is I'm going to get this, I need to get this right. If you fancy donating anything, where are you, Mr. Shua? There he is. Has he put it in the chat? I'm sure I asked him. Damn it, I can't see anything. But I think it's Dennis Shua 69, funnily enough, at gmail.com. I'll double check. I keep forgetting to put it in the bloody description. I'm going to do it after this race. I'm going to load it up into all the races. Mocking Weeks just clips a little wall through there. Carries good speed on the way out though. IGTSH Dixon and IGTSH I Am Dommy hunting him down though in the team livery. Hungarian boy is driving with us. They've been with us for a couple of seasons now. They do like a bit of GTTCC, that's for sure. A few of them pop up each season for a few races. They do pop into some of the other lobbies as well. So 9 minutes into race 1 then. Hirakram leading the way. 2.7 seconds still over Dark Clark, mocking into that 3rd position. Dixon and Dommy not quite able to close up on him yet. Fat Pickles is up to 6th, Toby 7th, Nicolaitis in 8th, Judge Pickle in 9th. Donkey Chong's had a mare somewhere, he's dropped all the way to 10th. LFC fan even further back now, 12.9 seconds. It might be a strategic move for him though. If he just finishes last, he does start first. in the next race. So, you know, if you can get a good start from there, leave you lot behind, maybe look for the race win in race 2. We'll see. Could just be a strategic move for him. He's a long way down though. Putting his feet right every time through there, as is Dark Clark, as is Mocking Weeks. Oh, Dixon gets a little flap on. They are starting to close up a little bit on Mocking, possibly working together on the longer straights, Dixon and Dommy. Let's have a look. Are they bump drafting down here? No, Genesis actually rapid, pulled away from the Ferrari a little bit there. The Ferrari's coming back at him now, so they don't really get the opportunity to bump draft down here before they come to the corners. You can hear Dommy just backing off the throttle. Potentially go for the move there, but he backs off. I think he's allowing Dixon to hold this one. I think he's the faster out of the two drivers, so sensible idea. Again, these two aren't in the same team, I don't think, in terms of the charity, so it makes no odds. Let's have a look. What have we got? Did you two boys even put on a charity on these? I don't know whether the Hungarians did or not. Oh yeah, British Heart Foundation, there you go, on the side of Dixon's. Dommy, you don't miss it on yours. Hulkenberg is not a charity. No, I don't think you've got a charity on board with yours. It must be assigned to one of them, but look at how close they are to Mocking Weeks now though. Nothing in it really, 0.5 of a second. Oh, Dixon into the wall. Dommy has to take avoiding action. Has Dixon picked up any damage? He has. A little bit of front end damage. That's going to slow him down, allow his car to not go around this corner quite as well as he wants. Car damage will repair itself, but it's going to slow down for a couple of corners at least. Fat Pickles actually close up on him, using the advantage of his perfectly working car versus Dixon's now repaired car, but he was running slow down that start-finish straight, so Dixon trying to run around the outside of Fat Pickles there, but it's not going to work. Fat Pickles into 5th, then Dixon 6th, Nicolaitis in 7th, GTP Toby in 8th. We've got Donkey Chong 9th. He's got himself back past Judge Pickle. He's in 10th, and the LMC fan still rolling about 11-12 seconds behind. Pure Dripsy is who I am rooting for. Well, Pure Dripsy is not in my lobby, so I don't know who that is. Could be anyone, my friend. You've got to be Dommy, Dixon, or Nicolaitis. That's what I'm thinking. But I could be absolutely full of it. Death again then. Oh, so close there for Nicolaitis. Oh no, Dixon's into the wall a second time coming through there. Oh, he's picked up exactly the same damage, drops all the way down to 7th. Look at that. 2 corners, both the same one, and that's the result. Toby 8th then, Donkey Chong pulling away from Judge Pickle now. LFC fans starting to bring that time down a little bit, but not going to help him too much now, I don't think. So Hirakram up front then, still pulling away from Dark Clark. 3.4 seconds to gap now. Driving under the air ambulance charity. Struggling to get that Genesis up to speed. He's done well in the first few rounds. Didn't race last week. Hasn't seemed to have found the pace here tonight versus Hirakram for sure. Okay, so Mockin now under threat from the Ferrari of GTSH Domi. He's managed to close that gap up even without a Dixon towing him along. Drivers getting the power down well out of that corner into the chicane of death. They go again then. Just over the halfway point in race one. Ooh, that car's sliding a little bit for Domi there. Keeps himself in touch though. He has got these drivers pretty close as well, just 0.8 of a second back for Judge Pickles. He is getting a tow. Dragging Nikolaitis along as well. Oh, Dixon! Oh, sorry, Domi, not Dixon. Tail of that Ferrari goes a little bit wayward. He loses a bit of time. He's got Fat Pickles and Nikolaitis closing up on him. I don't think they'll be able to get him before turn one. Fat Pickles might have something different to say about that. Oh, no, he doesn't try for the outbreak up the inside. He has brought himself right under the rear wing of that Ferrari, as has Nikolaitis. Just going slightly defensive. Oh, Fat Pickles unfortunately had to take slightly avoiding action. He's left the door open for Nikolaitis to have a go at him. Still getting a tow off of IGTSH. I am Domi through here. Had a little look up the inside through that corner. Tiny bit of contact between all three of them. And the chase still on here. Fat Pickles closing up again as they come up the hill. Over the brow, back down the hill. Defensive line for Domi. Fat Pickles backing off a little bit early. Going for the cutback up the inside. And has made it work beautifully. Great bit of driving there from Fat Pickles. There's nothing he can do. Domi's had to leave the door open as Nikolaitis comes through as well, almost side by side through the entrance of the chicane of death. He's even had to stick a bit of brake on coming through there as Domi, unfortunately, losing those two positions. And a bit of time to that fight as well. Out of danger from Toby. Fat Pickles now under pressure from Nikolaitis in front. Gets that NS Hex hooked up around the outside there and makes it work. Look at that. Great move by Nikolaitis there to get himself in front of Fat Pickles. It's not over yet though. That isn't a foreign language on the back of Fat Pickles' car. Great bit of driving again from Fat Pickles. Gets himself back up the inside into turn one. Now the hunt is on again. Nikolaitis right behind him. I am Domi back in the fight as well. It looks like Toby's not too far off of these boys. Okay, let's have a flick through then at the 19-minute mark. Oh, Hirakram has had a terrible mistake. From an almost 4-second lead, he is now 4 seconds behind Dark Clark. For a split second, I thought he might have dropped in the pits to take tyres on board, but no, he's got something totally wrong. Again, he was way off in front, all on his own. And he's had a mare. That's chicane of death. That's Dragon Trail Seaside in a nutshell. And don't get me wrong, it could quite easily happen to this man yet. Tyre wear just kicking in, just catching some of these drivers out maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. Hirakram doing it again. Oh, front end damage. He's going to run slow now. Mocking Wheats is going to be all over him by the time they finish this start finish. Oh, he's going to be all over him by the time they come to this final corner. Still a second behind. Needs to get that down a little bit to pick up the toe properly. Hirakram still holding that damage. And will repair itself coming down this start finish straight. And here they go. Fat Pickles, Nikolaitis. I am Domi. still at it here. Toby is on the back end of this fight now as well. Dixon 2.4 seconds back. Donkey Chong then chasing him down. Judge Pickle another 3.5 seconds back. And LFC Fan still just rolling around, 13 seconds down. He'll be on pole for race 1. Unless he absolutely stomps the last 9.5 minutes. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. So, here I come. Dixon's left the room. Oh no, he's not had a good race at all. I can imagine he's just been through chicane of death or somewhere similar, or he's been punted and he's just had enough. But leaving the lobby, that's a little bit brutal, my friend. So, Marking Weeks then, trying to chase down Hirokram, not able to close that time down while he was damaged. There he is now, being closed up a little bit by those drivers behind. Fat Pickles, Nicolaitis. Oh no. Domi. He's got it wrong. Dropped all the way to 9th. He was right behind Fat Pickles, was he? Not Fat Pickles. He was right behind. Yes, he was right behind Fat Pickles. Got it wrong. Nicolaitis has managed to get his way past Fat Pickles, but Fat Pickles not having any of that. See thee, right? See thee. You don't know. Oh! A little bit of contact there between those two. Pickles managed to keep it on track though. I thought he'd been bumped off into the sand. Right at the rear end. There's Toby trying to get involved. Chong in the background, but yeah, losing Dixon, that's a bit of a turn up, that is. That's not like him to quit a race for sure. Donkey Chong on his own a little bit at the minute, 1.8 seconds behind that trio in front, 5.1 ahead of Judge Pickle. I am Dommy. Ooh. Still pushing that Ferrari. Maybe it's tyre wear catching people out now. Maybe not for LFC Fan, because I think he's just coasted really. Not a lot of wear on that Sirocco for sure. So, Hirokram is slowly chopping little bits of time out of Dark Clog. I don't know whether he's got enough time to make up that full 3 seconds, but he is looking ever closer on track, corner by corner. We have got 6.5 minutes left of race 1. Who knows? Who knows? Chicane of Death could clear them all up at any point. Surviving in 3rd at the minute, still got those drivers behind hunting him down. Nicolaitis, Fat Pickles, Toby. Fat Pickles having a good one though. Him, Nicolaitis and I am Dommy for the first sort of 20 minutes are having a real good battle. These two still at it. They have closed up massively on Mocking Weeks, just 0.8 of a second behind him now. There he is, getting the slipstream off him. Looks like he might be struggling the tyres a little bit. He's struggling around the some of these left-handers. Gap down to half a second then as Nicolaitis chases him down the hill. Right of his rear end then on the way into the Chicane of Death. Fat Pickles along for the ride as well. Carries Good speed out of there. Hits the curve though, has a little bit of a wobble. See, that just, it looked like he was going to go for the move, but that little wobble on the curve was enough to put him off. Now, can he get the slipstream down here? Pickles is certainly picking up the slipstream. He's not playing the bump draft game, he's not. Look at the speed that Mazda's carrying down there. Sydney. Good, brave manoeuvre there by Nikolaitis, but could have ended badly for the pair of them. So 4 minutes remaining then in race 1. It is Dark Clark still leading, but that gap has dropped to just 2 seconds. There it is, visibly closer. He's really pushing then Hirakram, trying to close that gap back up. I can imagine he's absolutely spitting bullets from having a 4-second lead to, well, what was a 4-second deficit. Losing a little bit of time now as well. That was down to 2 seconds, it's now 2.5. Helicopter chasing them down here. That's where I want my camera, Gran Turismo. I want my camera on that helicopter chasing these damn things around the track. You should give me that option. That's alright, I don't mind that, but wouldn't it be good to have an overhead shot following around the track? Wouldn't it be awesome? Harass GT, tag them in this or something, whatever needs to be happening. Snip this, short it, send it to him. Yamagiwa Jamagatsi, whatever his name is, send him it. Okay, that gap is coming down again. It's less than 2 seconds between Hirakram and Dark Clark. What have we got? 2.5 minutes left. It's on here then. That time's still coming down. Jumps back up to 1.9. Tyre wear. The front left is absolutely broken on Dark Clark's car. Will that benefit Hirakram? His front left looking a little better. Might just help him carry a bit more speed through some of these turns. It brings that time down again. 1.6 seconds, 1.5 seconds. 1.4 seconds. 2 minutes remaining. Hirakram's going to be on both pedals going around these corners. He's going to keep the throttle on whilst braking. Almost. Another good exit out of that corner. Takes another 10th out of Dark Clark. Into the chicane of death. Dark Clark's tyres might cost him here. He's trying to carry the speed out. And he does. Look at this. Hirakram bringing that gap down to almost a second. And this will become last lap, so it's less than a second. Oh, just jumps up. Ooh, just jumps back over. Oof. I was hoping Hirakram would get the slipstream all the way down here, close up on Dark Clark, and we'd have a real good battle for final lap. This will be final lap. Just a second in it though between these two. Anything could happen still. We've seen Hirakram close that gap up already on a previous lap, so he's only got to keep taking a 10th or 2 out of him. Pressure Dark Clark into a mistake maybe. 0.8 of a second now. Pulls away a little bit, Dark Clark. Hirakram 3/4 of a second behind him, up and over the hill. He's running out of corners to go for the win though. Still 3/4 of a second as they run down the hill towards this corner at the bottom. Let's jump back on board with Hirakram. Oh, closes up massively, but has to go wide into that corner. Loses a little bit of time there, so it's all working out for Dark Clark then. It's a good effort by Hirakram. Well, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Another great exit. Look at this. It's going to be a drag race down to the start finish line. All up his rear end by the time they come into this final corner. Who gets the best corner through here? Oh, it is going to be Dark Clark, I think. Hirakram tucks himself in behind, but I think Dark Clark's just got enough. He's going to take it. Great bit of racing. Dark Clark taking the win, then Hirakram coming home in second. Got to give it to you, Hirakram. That was a great final sector. Toby has got his way past Mocking Weeks into third. Ooh, Mocking holds on to fourth by the skin of his teeth. Fat Pickles was side by side with him by the time they crossed the line. Nicolaitis takes sixth. Donkey Chonk takes seventh. Judge Pickle comes home in eighth. I Am Dummy is going to take ninth. Screaming Ferrari. NFC fan did close up in the end, 4 seconds behind in that Sirocco, and we lost to Dixon. I don't know why we lost to Dixon, but he wasn't getting on too well with that chicane of death, that is for sure. We caught him going into that twice. There he is then on the top spot, Dark Clark 92 again. There it is. Glisson 20, I don't know if you're part of this lobby. I don't know if you should be part of this lobby. Dark Clark just appreciating how good Hirakram really was, even on worn out tyres, just saying crazy pace to be able to close that time up. Yeah, some real good racing there between those two. Real good racing in the midfield pack as well. I'm sure Fat Pickles has stepped away from his chair for a second to get rid of the sweat. He was dripping a little bit, I'm sure. He was battling most of the way around that for the first 20 odd minutes anyway. Yeah, there is Dark Clark just saying exactly what I said. The death chicane of death, is an absolute lottery. You know, we saw Hirakram was 4.5 seconds up the road, just minding his own business. Looks at the chicane of death wrong, and it chops your head off. Yeah, there it is. So race 1 done and dusted. We'll have a few minutes break between this one and the next, and then race 2 comes from, we've already moved over. We are at Spa then for race 2. Again, another very tricky circuit. Car choice has been chosen prior to the season, so everybody will be in the Nissan GTI. You can see them all popping up on screen now. I don't know if Gillison even knows what's happening. There you go. Hirakram just saying that the chicane of death bit him hard mid-race, just like we were talking about. At any point that thing could just go, nah, no, you're not going around there today. No, no, get off. Enjoy that wall. So yeah, another half an hour coming up from Spa as well. Reverse grid. Let's get the nonsense on quickly now. Let's go and find Hirakram. So we've only missed turn 1 down the hill through Eau Rouge. Radion back up the hill onto the no. What straight's this? Not the Mulsanne straight. I know it's not the Mulsanne straight. Wrong track. I forget. Chicane coming up though. 90 degree right into a 90 degree left. Boom, pow, straight into another 90 degree left. Down the hill into a hairpin. Time round there, Hirakram. I forget what this corner's called, but myself and Chris Wall lovingly called it, or CJW Racing lovingly called it Dave, I think, at some point during our commentating. Heracram not up to full race pace at the minute, just faffing about. Someone just saying there in the chat, I'm not sure if I quite saw that right, saying for chicane of death, if you change gear halfway through, it just stops the rears from spinning up, but I could be wrong. Okay, into one of the faster parts of the circuit now then, big, long, straight, with a little bit of a kink halfway down it. Speed down here then, a little bit of a lift coming up. Oh no, goes through there pretty much full throttle, I think. So into the chicane, back into the pits though for Heracram. Going to stick on a different set of tyres, so I think they have to use mediums for race 2, or if they used softs for race 1, they have to use mediums for race 2. Did you see that flagman then? He was jumping up and down a little bit. Did a little dance when he'd got the attention of Heracram. So again, everyone in the Nissan GTR for race 2, similar liveries to their previous cars. But yes, everybody in the Nissan GTR for race 2. Oh, tyres are open. Okay, whatever you want. Okay, right. Okay. That's not a rule in race 1 then, I'm assuming. It's only race 2. No Dixon. Dixon's not returned for race 2 either. Look at that. You can't see that height drop when you're actually in the car. It's a shame Dixon's not racing. He quite likes these. I was going to say nobody pits in race 1, or nobody has pitted in race 1. So that just makes me wonder whether that rule for pitting is effective, or whether it's a gentleman's agreement that, you know, we either do or we don't. Yeah, I think we've seen what I like to call it the mullet setup. I've stolen it from mountain biking, where they put a big wheel on the front and a smaller wheel on the back to sort of help things out a little bit. But they do put sometimes softs on the front, mediums on the rear, or the opposite way around, mediums on the front, softs on the rear. Stop the soft tyres wearing out too quickly on the front. So a set of mediums lasts a little bit longer. And again, looking at the tyre wear, they can make a full 30 minutes without a stop. Now, let me just have a quick look. Ouch. That's why it's coming up with inters and rain, look. Because section 2, section 3 and section 4, I'm going to be chucking it down. It does look a bit moist out there right now, so everybody will be racing on the soft. Whee, Judge Pickle, he's testing out the full Driftertrons. Don't make me have a word with your dad. Drive that car properly. Take your bloody licence off you, little youth. Yeah. Looking at the lobby settings, rain is coming. It's all right for the first stint. All right for the second stint. Third, fourth, and fifth stint is going to be rain, and then the sixth stint should be good. But stop it, Judge. See the grey bit? The grey bit's the bit you're meant to be driving on. There you go. That's the result. 5.5 second penalty for you. Bam! Rapscallion youth. Now is he going to try and... He is, isn't he? He's going to try and drift it around these two. Oh, he doesn't even get a chance. He doesn't even get a chance. I thought he was going to go for the drift round turn 1 as well. So here we go then. Reverse grid race 4, race 2. Half an hour here at Spa. Tyres are open. Weather is going to change though, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Lights go on then. Good start by everybody. Nobody left behind. No false starts either. GTRs go piling down towards turn 1. Oh, Dommy getting a great start, almost up the inside of LFC fan through there. The IG, is that? I'm not sure if that was IG TSH. Oh no, it was Donkey Chunk that went a little bit wide at turn 1, picking up that half a second penalty. They go through one of the faster sections of the circuit. Dommy in the lead then. LFC fan in second, Judge Pickle in third, Nicolaitis fourth, Donkey Chong looking for a way past him already in fifth. Look at this, 5 cars bunching up into the chicane. Can get a little bit punchy through some of these turns. LFC fan back into race lead then. Himself past Dommy up that straight. Oh, a little bit, I'm not sure if that was a bit pushy through there for Dommy. Side by side for the pair of them. Oh, gets nudged back off track himself, and they're still side by side coming up here. Now boys, calm it down. This is supposed to be the Fusion League, all professional. And that battling has just allowed the youth to get through. Judge Pickle then. These guys twin bass subs rolling, drum and bass hooning. He's probably got the windows down, baseball cap on backwards. Got a spliff on. Has he? I can't smell it from here. I can't smell it from here. LFC fan back into second. Nicolaitis into third then. Donkey Chong still holding that penalty, just about to take fourth, is he? Or has, oh no, he's just lost that penalty. And Donny's got back through. Oh, Hirokram and Fat Pickles, oh, and Toby are all squeezing their way past Donkey Chong. That little half a second penalty has absolutely dented him. He's only got a mocking weeks behind him now. There's Judge Pickle, 1.3 seconds lead. Can he maintain that? We'll have some of these faster drivers looking to get through. LFC fan still holding second. Dommy back up the inside for third through turn 1. Just gets his way past Nicolaitis. Dark Clark has squeezed his way through there as well. Oh, has he? Has he? Right next to Nicolaitis coming down the hill. Through there for the pair of them. That's bravery, that is. But he does just squeeze his way through on the second part of that turn into fourth here, and then Nicolaitis into fifth. But they are still bumper to bumper on lap 2. Toby having a look at Hirokram though. Now slots his way in between, behind Nicolaitis. Whoa! Toby looking for the grass line through there. Almost made it work. Nicolaitis coming back at him. Has got the inside line through that next turn. Oh, it goes a little bit wide through there. Contacts Nicolaitis on the exit. Oh, Nicolaitis goes wide through there as well. Chong looking for a way through. Toby. All I keep seeing from Toby is bits of dirt being kicked up from him. He is exploring those track limits and picked up half a second penalty for doing so. Fat Pickle's 10th, Mocking in, Fat Pickle's 9th, Mocking in 10th. And look at this, Judge Pickle, quite happy with you lot having a punch up behind him. Quite happy, thank you very much. 2-second lead he's now gained. 4 minutes into race 1. He knows Spa quite well. LFC fan holding second then. Dommy in third. Dark Clark in fourth, being harassed by Hirakram as well in fifth. He's not letting you go, sir, that's for sure. Nicolaitis then. After a couple of little bits of contact, bumping and barging with 1 or 2 drivers, drops to 6th. Donkey Chong right behind him for 7th. Fat Pickles in 8th. Mocking Weeks through to 9th, and Toby now 10th. 1.9 seconds down. Whoa. Nicolaitis getting that final corner wrong. Compromises Donkey Chong through there, just as he was getting himself back on track. Donkey Chong was trying to come around the outside. Yeah, Dommy just saying, bloody hell, I don't even know what happened, but yes, he's been nudged or tagged or something. Maybe by Donkey Chong. Donkey Chong just letting him have that position back there. That has brought Toby back into the mix here. They're all still pretty close. Well, except this man. Boy. Child. I don't know how old he is. Oh no. Oh no. Come on, you Hungarians. I thought you were tougher than this. A couple of little dents and a couple of little nudges and you both decide to leave. Dixon, I'm upset. Dommy, yeah. I thought you had more about you. So Pickle leads then. 2.6 seconds. Let's concentrate on him. Fan in second. Still got Dark Clark for company. Not quite so close this time. He is being pressured by Hirakram for that third position. So this could slow these two down a little bit while they battle it out for that position. It could allow LFC Fan just to stretch his legs a little bit in front of them. He's not out of the woods yet. These two are still chasing pretty quickly. Their own little battle at the same time. Then Fat Pickles into 5th, Mocking 6th, Nicolaitis in 7th, Toby in 8th, Donkey Chong 9th, and we have lost I Am Dommy from race 2. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to keep looking at this man. Now 3 seconds up the road. Dark Clark's found a gap. He's found a gap. Oh my God! What kind of lines are those? It's all working out for Hirakram. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide coming into this corner. Oh, a little bit of... Oh my God! Oh my God! So... Hirakram does get through. That was always bound to happen, wasn't it? 3 wide going into that last tight chicane. You're always going to get a little bit of bumping and a barging, and unfortunately, LFC Fan comes off the worst out of that. Hirakram comes off the best, slots himself into 2nd, Dark Clark 3rd, LFC Fan in 4th then. Fat Pickles just a 2nd behind him. He's got Mocking Weeks and Nicolaitis. They're pretty close together. There is Nicolaitis firing his way past Mocking Weeks. He drops himself straight back into the slipstream. Doesn't go for the move back into the right-hander. pace back on here then. Toby just in that rear view mirror as well. Oh, it won't give me rear view in this camera, but he's under pressure from Donkey Chong coming into the hairpin. Donkey Chong gives Toby a little bit of a nudge onto the grass. Toby comes off the worst out of that one. So down to 9 drivers then. Judge Pickle is quite happy with you lot having a punch up behind. Maybe not so much now he's got a Hirogram and a Dark Clark behind him, but he has got a 3.7 second lead. Now, whether that benefits him yet, I don't know. Just be at a corner or round a corner when the rain starts. It could benefit him depending on what happens here. Still holding 3.8 seconds over here of Hirogram and Dark Clark. A little bit of a squiff out of that final corner. Yeah, he loses 3/10 to Hirogram behind. See the clouds getting a little bit greyer here, looking a bit grim out there, so we expect rain pretty much any minute, I would have thought. Get ourselves a bit of windscreen view. We can see the rain starting to hit the windscreen. Probably be somewhere around this lap. Going to be for 3 stints as well, so 3 sort of 5-minute sessions, I think. Could cause absolute chaos. Some drivers may opt not to come in and risk it on a set of softs and hope that they don't spin out, crash and die before the race finishes. Other drivers will opt to come in. Again, it all depends on how brutal the rain is. Drivers will opt to come in for the inters or the full wets. And they've just got to hope to God that it stays raining for as long as they've got them on, because they burn out pretty damn quick when it's not raining, for sure. Okay, that gap falling massively then now. Hirogram and Dark Clark are the chase cars. So they've taken a second out of Judge Pickle. But I have got to say, he's doing well at the minute. He's put his feet exactly where they need to be. Not put one wrong for sure yet. But that time is certainly falling. Still rain free at the minute then. Coming up to finish lap 5 then. 12 minutes in. A little bit of mist showing as well. Still dry on the windscreen of Judge Pickle. And Dark Clark a little bit closer this time. We'll make up a fair amount of time on him through this sector here. A little bit slow coming out of there, yeah, you can see. Down to 1.8 seconds now then. Just got to hold his nerve though, Judge Pickle. Don't try and drive any faster. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Let them find their way past you, all that sort of stuff. Clark back deep. He did lose a bit of time to Hirogram. He just falls out of that slipstream range. Good speed though, gets himself just about back. Oh no, can he regain that slipstream? He'll be he's a faster driver overall than Judge Pickle, but he doesn't want to be letting Hirakram disappear for sure. Wants to keep him in his sights. Two championship contenders at the minute. Will want to redeem himself after dropping the lead in race 1, giving it to Dark Clark. Did chase him down at the end, but just wasn't enough, unfortunately. It was a good effort, just wasn't enough to retake the win though. Slightly tighter lines look for Hirakram and Dark Clark than Judge Pickle. Dry here as well by the looks of it. I'm not seeing rain falling yet, at least. Hirakram now within slipstream range of Judge Pickle. Dark Clark outside of that tow range at the minute, so losing a little bit of time on Hirakram. Is making up time on race leader, so he's just got to keep that in mind that he will close up on Judge Pickle. Might be able to use his tow to drag himself a little bit closer to Hirakram. We'll see what happens. Oh, look at that great corner by Hirakram. Always makes up about a second, about half a second at minimum on Judge Pickle through that turn. So Hirakram first, Judge Pickle second, Dark Clark in third. Still no rain yet. 15 minutes. Maybe it's on the other side of the circuit, we'll see. Certainly don't want rain here on a set of softs. So we get Dark Clark able to slowly draw in Judge Pickle. That will help him in terms of his chase for Hirakram in front. The gap now between him and Hirakram is 1.4 seconds. It doesn't close up enough on Judge Pickle to go for any kind of move there. Doesn't really make up much time on him at all along that straight. He's closing up a little bit now, gets that time to less than a second. Judge Pickle keeping himself right in check though with Hirakram. A little bit of time, both drivers. Oh no, a missed gear there for Dark Clark. Didn't cost him actually. Still not closing up on Judge Pickle anywhere near quicker than, as quick as I thought he would. So Hirakram leads then by 3/4 of a second over Judge Pickle. He's got 0.3 of a second himself over Dark Clark behind him. Clark's all over him. It's going to be all over him by the time they hit Blanchimont. Almost pushing him around this circuit then. "17 minutes in, Judge Pickle under a little bit of threat here from Fat Pickles. From Dark Clark. Tries to go around the outside at Blanchimont. That's going to be dangerous for the both of them. So he backs off the throttle, gives it back to Judge Pickle, and then chases him back down towards this final turn at the chicane. Still, Judge Pickle fends him off. No, my second place, he says. But still on here. 18 minutes in, Judge Pickle only second. Has only been overtaken by Hirakram so far. That could all change. Another good exit by Judge Pickle. Dark Clark nowhere to go. Gives him a little shunt out of turn 1. Has to back off the throttle just a little bit as he was closing up a bit too much on Judge Pickle there. Just heard him lift on the way down the hill. Now can he get the run and into this chicane? Carrying enough speed past him. He's got the inside line into this next turn as well. Good bit of racing there, Judge Pickle. Fair play to you. I think first season. Oh my God, Judge Pickle, you brave boy. I don't care that it's race championship leader, he says. I don't care. It's my second place. I'm having it. Good bit of racing there by Judge Pickle. Unfortunately, this is all allowing Hirakram to disappear. 3.2 seconds ahead of Judge Pickle. Oh, camera's not quite keeping up today. Dark Clark still tucked in behind in third, and all this time he's staying in that third position. It's just allowing Hirakram to disappear. Maybe even slowing them down enough that Fat Pickles can chase down his own son here. Give him a whooping. Try to drift a Nissan GTR. Donkey Chong into 5th. Toby 6th. Nicolaitis in 7th. Mockin in 8th. Those three still having a ding dong. LFC fan. Oh no, he's at the back again, unfortunately. Hazards on. Lights are flashing. Half a second penalty to play with as well. Oh, he's been dented in both races, LFC fan. What a shame. Hanging around at the back won't help him out. He won't end up at the front of any grid now, unfortunately. End of race is the end of race, unfortunately. So at the 20-minute mark, and we still have no rain. Judge Pickle still in second. The race of his life at the minute, I think. Clark still not able to get past him. His own dad. I am your father. It's closing up on him. No. Really need an Obi-Wan in this lobby for that. Donkey through to 5th then. He's just 1.9 seconds behind Fat Pickles. Toby, IGTSH, Nicolaitis pretty close together. Mocking Weeks, I think, has just had to drop a half a second penalty, so he falls off of that fight now. 3.1 seconds down in 8th. And LFC fan again, unfortunately, rolling around in 9th at the back, 17 seconds down. So not quite sure what happened to him. Okay, Dark Clark has managed to carry the speed up Eau Rouge this time, but again, Judge Pickle, oh, he thought about running around the outside again. Brave man, but unfortunately Dark Clark was just a little far enough in front to get through. So now, Judge Pickle, can he hang on to the back end of Dark Clark, keep himself ahead of his father, just there. Now, if he beats you, does he go straight to bed with no tea, no supper when he gets in? When it's done. Bet you! We'll see if Fat Pickles has got what it takes to smash his own son. 1.7 seconds behind him at the minute. Donkey Chong still in touch as well, 1.7 seconds back himself. Toby another 2.3 seconds back. He's been harassed by Nicolaitis though. Just 0.4 of a second behind him. Mocking Weeks. 8 minutes remaining, 3.5 seconds back. That's another hard ask. Not impossible. And still no rain at 22 minutes. You boys have absolutely got away with it. Don't know what that was. Big banging from somewhere. Don't know. Might be the missus lobbing things around in the bedroom next door. Look at this. Hirakram then with 7 minutes left has got 5.2 second lead. At 230.7 from Hirakram. Yeah. He's different for sure. Now, has Dark Clark left it too late to have a go at Hirakram? I think he was just stuck behind Judge Pickle for a little bit too long. There he is in third. He's not managed to hang on to the coattails of Dark Clark, and he has got his dad closing up on him, just a second behind him. Are there sim rigs in the same room? Do you two swear at each other and lob things at each other as you're driving past? So what's this battle going to end up looking like? Can Judge Pickles stay ahead of Fat Pickles? Nicolider's having a look at Toby. He's got half a second penalty. Just hold on, just hang about Nicolider's. Let him lose that penalty. Don't compromise your own race trying to go for the move too early. Oh, there he is, carrying good speed down there. He's got a wing up the inside already. Nicolider's through then. Oh, is he? Is he? Not quite. Toby's still there with a wing up the inside. And now he gets his way through. Side by side coming into this next turn though, but the penalty loss zone coming up in a second. We will see GTP Toby just fall away as the brakes get applied automatically for him. He has no say in it. We'll see the two little yellow markers bump and he falls off. You see the nose dip as the brakes get applied. He does lose a big chunk of time to Nicolider's. Again, the penalty system not quite the fairest of fair. I don't quite know how they, it's going to be impossible to set up perfectly, isn't it? So Toby loses out a little bit. Mocking Weeks closes up on him. He might be able to make a position up here, and it doesn't look like it's going to rain anymore because the sun's come back out. 4.5 minutes remaining, and Heracram leads by 5.5 seconds. Dark Clark has left it far too late to go for the move to try and make 2 wins tonight. Judge Pickle still hanging on to that third position. His dad is a little bit closer, but his dad has got a half a second penalty. So that opens that gap up for him. He's still got a couple of laps of racing left, so he's not in the clear yet for a third place, Judge Pickle. Still closing up on him, even with that penalty. Donkey Chong in 5th again, closing that gap up, so he's being dragged into this fight as well a little bit. Nicolider's out on his own now. He's got 1.2 seconds back to Toby. Toby starting to fall into the hands of Mocking Weeks here. LFC Fan, yeah, I'm not sure what happened to LFC Fan in this race, but he's had a tough time in both races. He's been at the back both times. He's had a bit of a punch up with a couple of drivers in race 1, but I didn't see what happened to him in race 2. Maybe I'll find out in the lobby chat afterwards. Still 5.6 seconds up the road for Heracram. Can do nothing now then, Dark Clark, but just keep putting those laps in. Pickle holding on to this third. Fat Pickles still 4th, but again coming up to that penalty loss zone. Oh, he's got Donkey Chong all over the rear of him as well. So Donkey Chong could actually be in with a shout of having a go at Judge Pickle. He'll get past Fat Pickles here due to that penalty loss, and that puts Donkey Chong 1.1 seconds behind Judge Pickle. 2.5 minutes left of racing. It is going to be one single lap. That's all you've got to do, Judge Pickle, to see yourself on a podium. It's looking better and better for this man. 5.6 seconds up the road. A single lap to go now. Fastest lap as well. Dark Clark in 2nd. Hasn't got the pace of Heracram. Can't close him down like Heracram closed him down in race 1. That was a great bit of driving. There is Judge Pickle in 3rd, being harassed by Donkey Chong in 4th. Might stick with this little battle for the final lap. Gets a good exit out of there. Donkey Chong closes up on Judge Pickle. Don't think it's going to be enough to go for the move into this right-hander, but he is closing up massively on him. Judge Pickle just puts his car in the middle of the circuit, says, I know you're there, donkey. You're not sticking one up the inside of me, my friend. All the lines, Donkey Chong still all over him though. Goes a little bit defensive again into the hairpin. Oh, tiny bit of contact between the two. We certainly don't want to be winning races or winning battles by push to pass. You know, you just push someone a little bit wide around the corner, just gives you the inside line. No, we don't want to see that. It is still Judge Pickle. Oh, Donkey Chong closes up under braking through this corner. Again, Judge Pickles goes defensive, knows what he's doing here. Oh, almost got rear-ended. But Donkey Chong carries the speed round the outside, does he? Great bit of driving from these two. So onto the fastest part of the circuit then. What can Donkey Chong do here? Can he get the move on Judge Pickle? I think Judge Pickle staying over to that different side, trying to not give him the toe. Sorry Hirokram, we're not going to see you cross the line. We're not going to see Dark Clark cross the line either, because I want to keep my eye on this battle. Last corner then. Oh, a little bit of a slide there from Donkey. He's going for the drag race. But it is Judge Pickle that takes third. So Hirokram does take the win then. Dark Clark takes second. Judge Pickle takes third by the skin of his young teeth. Third place for him then. Donkey Chong in fourth. Fat Pickles takes fifth. Nicolaitis takes sixth. Toby seventh. Mocking Weeks comes home in eighth. And Paul, LFC fan, takes ninth. Last again for him. But we have had drivers drop out, so the two Hungarians have left us tonight. We've lost Dixon in race 1 and we lost I Am Dommy in race 2. We don't want to see that, you know, just see it out. See it out. There it is, Hirokram on top spot. But yeah, I've got to give it to Judge Pickle there. That was a phenomenal bit of racing from him. He was out front for pretty much 3/4 of that one, 2/3 of it, before the fast boys of Hirokram and Dark Clark sort of managed to get past the rest of the field, by which time he got a sort of 4 or 5 second lead. But they were just able to slowly chop him down and take it down. But fair play to him. He had a good battle with his own dad. He had a good battle with Donkey Chong in the end, and he managed to hold on to that third. So well played, Judge Pickle. But yeah, that's it from me tonight. Round 5 done and dusted. I am back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for another round of the Ring Calf. I think they've dropped it to 3-lap races. No weather, no sort of damage, light damage, things like that. Just trying to change it up a little bit. And then back on Sunday night for the next round of the Civics Unleashed with the P1 boys. So tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Sunday night at 9 o'clock, Thursday at 9 o'clock, and Friday's 9 o'clock. That's what we've got coming up for you lot. Outside of that, that's me done, peeps. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, you know what to do. Click all those buttons, the likes, the subscribes, the shares, those sorts of things. But most of all, tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.